Um, I do not consider Haiti a country with political stability. I consider Haiti a country which has been mismanaged by most of our previous governments. It's a management issue. Uh, Unfortunately, we suffer from a big problem of corruption, and it's not getting any better. And this is the biggest evil of our society. And until this changes, it's going to be very difficult for the country to grow. It's a very sad thing that has some historical explanation, the way we got our independence, and also the fact that we went through 30 years of dictatorship with very little attention to the education of the population, and we have to catch up. This country, if properly managed, could be really one of the greatest paradise on earth. We have everything that goes to make it a paradise in terms of temperature, in terms of most of the land and so forth. But it's mismanaged. What I mean by mismanaged is not very sophisticated. Now we have less than 2% a coverage of the trees of this country. Whereas we used to have 30 to 40% of the country was covered with trees. Now we have less than 2%. So we're losing all the valuable earth that just goes to the sea. That also means that the productivity of agriculture is diminishing.
Right.
This is mismanagement. We also so because of this, we're starting to have problems of water, because water is linked to the trees, because the water stays underground. We have a mismanagement issue. We are overpopulated, and we still have a very high infancy rate, too high. And
infant mortality?
No, infant.
Oh, the birth rate.
Birth rate, yeah.
I see.
So the population is growing. We are right now close to 12 million people. And in about 30 years, we'll be over 20 million people.
That's the projection.
This is it's also part of mismanagement, and our judicial system is weak. So even if you have laws, there's ways to curtail them. So it's a very, very, very sad situation, and we must find leadership to straighten things out. Of course, one of the things that made it worse, there are too many poor. You have about 30% of the population living below the poverty line, and when it's like that, there are a lot of people use expedience to survive, and it's really not helping the organization. We must all share the view that the sun must shine for everyone. We have to find ways and means to reduce the poverty in this country. And until you do that, it's going to be very, very difficult to get it to grow. Also, the haves in this country are too few. Democracy is the have-nots who vote all our governments, so it's a vicious circle, which is not going to help very much.
And the environment is sometimes against you. I mean, the natural disasters that occur and set back, hurricanes and so on, don't they have an impact?
Actually, we have had less hurricanes than most countries in the Caribbean. We have
really?
Less hurricanes in Jamaica, than Trinidad, than the Turks and Caicos, and the Cayman Islands, because of all our ills. Hurricanes is when the land is flat, so we're not a flat land. Dominican Republic has more hurricane issues. We have the Lago Nav in front of our bay that protects the island. No, it's as an insurer, I can tell you. I defend that story before my reinsurers all the time. No, the earthquake was a catastrophe,
Yes.
yes. And we have had an earthquake. The only thing I must say as an insurer is that we have had an earthquake where we least expected it. When we do geological studies, we have a split that goes
Fault.
from fault that goes from the DR all the way to the north of Haiti. And this was the fault line we expected to break first and create all the, and it turned out it came right in Port-au-Prince, the Bay d'Ogan, and so that, yes, we had disasters. But
Right.
since you're interviewing me, I'll tell you, I think that the media and maybe the politicians as well have exaggerated the loss of lives in Haiti. They say that in the earthquake, we lost over 300,000 lives in the earthquake. I did some regression analysis because we have a big portfolio of life insurance, and statistically, I can tell you, I do not believe that number, 300,000. Even half of it would already be quite a bit. Of course, it was for the media, for the international community, to say, the disaster in Haiti. Thanks God.
Yeah.
But it was not, but it was dramatic. We have had, yes, 1.5 million people homeless, but we have to also say, we had a 1.5 million homeless in the dead, but they were not well sheltered even before the earthquake. So if you really show the reality, it would not be as right. No, I think we're blessed. God has protected this country from natural catastrophes, and although yes, things have happened, but the destruction, the human destruction in this country is far more responsible for the catastrophe than God did. There's no doubt about that.
God or nature. I see a role for you in politics.
No, I don't
Have you
think so.
ever considered that, or
No, I haven't.
I guess business is simpler than politics in Haiti.
Yeah, and now I'm thinking much more of retirement than politics.
Right. We've taken up a good bunch of your time. Is there anything else you'd like to add? And once we turn the tape off, I'll explain what we're going to do and so on.
To be honest with you, I want to thank you and for taking the time and to share emotions with us, because that's what it's all about. Right now it's about emotion. In this world here that we're living, you are in an environment where we care for people. When you come here, it's because you care for the handicapped. As I tell our staff at our monthly meetings, I said, if any of you works here for the money, get out. This is not the place where you work for the money. First, we don't have the money to pay premium salaries. We can pay decent salaries, but we cannot pay premium salaries. And you must have a sense of dedication once you work here. And I say that to them every day. Our board members, if you have any other interest but to help, don't stay here because you'll be frustrated.
Right.
This place rewards us differently than monetarily. And I think even you coming here, I think that you will see that you come with your heart.
It happened in 2006 and it hasn't left me.
And that's good.
And that's what happened.
And I'm very optimistic for the future of Healing Hands. My concern is I have to find younger people to come on board and to be motivated, to catch the bug, as you call it. Even in our management, we have to refresh and develop a new culture. And that's what we're working at. We're full of good ideas. Now, taking this thing away from the idea to the drafting board and to the execution, it's another story. But being aware of it is already 50% of it solved, that's it. So.
Well, it's been great to, this is actually our first interview in the entire project, which is in my head this big for the last couple of years. I think it was perfect for us because you have spoken so eloquently and with so much information and detail to give us some background and a structure to what we're trying to do. So I think I really appreciate the opportunity. When I was executive director, I always used to make sure that every board member
Yes.
and every staff had a pin. You weren't here then. Do you have one of our Healing Hands pins?
No, but I will.
Well, this is invaluable to you now.
Invaluable. But as you notice, I made sure to wear my T-shirt.
Absolutely, and
And
I
my,
wore
and my
mine
badge,
today.
yes, I saw that.
And also I made sure all board members had a Haiti pin.
Yeah, that I have.
Oh, that you have,
That I
okay.
have. I have
Madame
this
Bernard, I
model,
think you
but-
must have one.
Yeah, but definitely I'm very hard to, and I will wear this very proudly
Great.
on my jacket.
Good.
Because, and maybe Mrs. Bernard, we should think of having much more of
Yes.
this bay because,
We had
Sure.
some and
Yeah, I have a few more
Yeah.
left, but it's not hard to find manufacturers of this
it's,
type of thing.
it's a great thing.
Okay,